Every writer works a little differently, and it's nice to be able to customize Word to fit your particular style. Today, I'm not talking about macros or keyboard shortcuts. I'm actually talking about changing the interface slightly so that you can have some common custom things you do readily available. Well, notice here on my ribbon, now I'm going to expand it and then stop it from collapsing on me because I like to keep it collapsed. But over here on the right, I have a tab here called Custom. Now that is not in yours, it's one I created. And notice I have several sentence commands here and auto text, and you could put whatever you want here. You could customize this ribbon tab to be whatever you want it to be. Now, how do you do that? Well, it's actually not too hard. Look, maybe a little technical to go through all the menus and click everything, but it's not too bad. We choose File, Options. Down here on the left, we have Customize Ribbon. Now, what we have here is we have a long selection box on the left, and that lists the commands. Right now, you can see at the combo box at the top, it says Popular Commands. And then we have on the right another long selection list, which lists the tabs, the ribbon tabs that you can change. Now, there are some here grayed out buttons that allow me to move things back and forth. There's some keyboard. This is where you actually customize keyboard shortcuts if you want to. I'll have a separate video on that. And over here, I have a whole list of tabs. Now, I'll explain these arrows in a minute. Let's add a new tab right here. A new tab allows me to add my own custom tab. So I will click New Tab. Then I will select New Tab and choose Rename. I'm going to give it my name Custom. You call it what you want. So I will select the group. Now this group is going to be my sentence commands. I like those sentence commands in Word, and I'll use them later in a different video actually, but I'll use them later. So I'll click Rename there, and I'll call it Sentences. So this custom tab is actually kind of in the middle of the ribbon. I don't like it there. So that's what these arrows on the right are for. I can move it up in the tab listing or down. I want it at the very right of my list of tabs, so I'm going to move it all the way down to the end, to where it's the farthest tab on the right. So now I need to add my commands, so I will select my sentences group here. Now over here on the left where it says Popular Commands, the commands I want aren't in the popular command list, so I'm going to twiddle that open and choose All Commands. So the commands I want are in the S's, so I will roll down here to S's. So the ones I want are here. Sentence left, that's to move to the left of the current sentence. Sentence left extend, that's to extend the cursor selection to the beginning of that sentence. Sentence right is to move to the next sentence, and sentence right extend is to select from the current cursor position to the end of this sentence. So I like those, so I'm going to select the top one, make sure my sentences group is selected over here, and then choose Add 4 times. Notice that it automatically moves the selection down, so I can just keep clicking. Now what you might notice here is I have my options listed, my commands, but they all have these little circle icons. I don't really like that, so I'm going to change them. Now first I want to change the order of the sentence left extend. I want it at the top, so I'll move it up using these arrows, and then I want to change it. So I click Rename. Now I'm not actually going to rename the command. I like the name well enough at least. What I will do is choose a left arrow because it's selecting from there to the beginning of the sentence. So left arrow with a little circle around it to imply to myself that it's selecting. Now sentence left, I'll choose just an arrow to the left, implying that I'm jumping to the beginning of that sentence. Sentence right, I'll choose a right arrow. And sentence right extend, I can click it, click Rename, and I'll choose the right arrow with the circle around it to imply a selection. Now I have my 4 custom sentence commands. They're standard Word commands, but they're not generally in the regular tab listing. Now I want to come back here to click on Custom. I want to add another group, so new group. This one's going to include my auto text, so I'll just call it auto text. as my group name. So I want to add the auto text command. Well, I am currently in all commands, but I know where that particular command is in the ribbon. I don't like looking it up when I need it, so I'm going to put it on my custom tab, but I do know where it is. So I go to main tabs. It's on the insert menu, so I'll twiddle open this insert tab. And then down here on the text tab, I will click that open. Now under quick parts, I'm going to twiddle that subgroup open and choose auto text. Now make sure that I've selected my auto text group over here. I have, so I will click the add button to move my regular auto text command to my custom group in my custom tab. There we go, I'm done. Click OK here and then check my custom ribbon. Indeed, there are my sentence commands and my auto text commands on my very own custom tab. Now there are fancy ways to update the word ribbon and using XML and such. I'm not even going to touch that. I don't understand it that well myself, but this is one way they've added to Word to allow you to customize the ribbon so that you can collect a bunch of your custom commands, your common commands under one ribbon menu. So now I'll introduce how to change your quick access toolbar. What is that? Up here at the very top, I have a whole slew of buttons. Now yours won't look like this. Yours will probably be a lot cleaner. I've added a button here and a button there over time that do various things. Generally these are connected to macros for me, but that's just my particular work style. So I want to show you how to add a few special commands there. Things you don't necessarily even want to have to click your custom tab to get to. Things that are just very quickly accessible just by clicking it there. So we'll choose File, Options. Now over here on the left, we originally selected Customize Ribbon, but instead we're going to select Quick Access Toolbar. Now it brings up a very similar dialog. In the middle we have commands we can add to it, and on the right we have my Quick Access Toolbar commands. Notice here it has autosave, which corresponds to what's up here on the top left, and so forth. Now again, I have a bunch of macros added to mine. Yours won't look like that. Yours will have probably a lot fewer entries. So let's suppose you want to add, say, paste special. Let's suppose that it's something you do a lot. I can come down here and click paste special and click add, and notice it adds paste special to the end of the list. If it's a macro or something, you'll be able to modify it to change the name. Of course, this is a standard command, so I can't, but you'll be able to modify it. So let's suppose that I want to add a macro I've recorded. I can twiddle this combo box open, choose macros, and it will list all the macros that I have access to in this document. So, I don't know, let's try apply same comment style and choose add in the middle. And so down here it's added it to the bottom. Now this one allows me to modify it. It has a standard macro little icon there. You don't want 20 of those like that, so we can choose modify. We can change the name. I'm not going to change the name, but I could change the icon. In this case, I'll choose the little person icon. Then select OK, and notice up here at the top of my quick access bar, at the very top of my document, I now have my little person icon that will allow me to change the style. Now a couple other tidbits. You can get to it quicker first by clicking this little chevron like symbol over here. You can add some common commands here directly, or you can choose more commands and it will bring open that same dialog box. So that's another way to do it. If you want to remove commands, you can right click on the command on the quick access toolbar and choose remove from quick access toolbar, and it's gone. Now another thing, just for completeness here, if you click on the little chevron again, notice you can actually show the quick access toolbar below the ribbon like this. Now I like the fact that it adds color to it and it's a little closer to the document, but I don't like taking up that little extra space personally, so I generally keep mine on top just so I can serve that space. Show above ribbon and put it back. So that's something else you can do if you like that. There, try it and see if you like it. I actually have a bunch of commands on there, a lot of them macros that I've written myself, but a lot of things that I access occasionally, but not often enough to make it a keyboard shortcut. So let me know in the comments what you put on it. I'd be interested to see the different work styles and how they compare.